Ever try to rest and end up feeling worse? Like you finally sat down, finally gave yourself permission to do nothing, and instead of peace, you felt guilt? Like you were wasting time, like you were falling behind, like you were being lazy. And somewhere in your head, this voice creeps in. Soft at first, then sharper. You don't deserve this. Other people are working harder. You haven't done enough yet. It doesn't matter if you're exhausted, if you haven't taken a break in weeks, if your body is begging you to slow down. You still feel like relaxing is something you need to earn, like joy is a prize for productivity. And until you've crossed some invisible finish line, you don't get to feel okay. But who set that rule? And why does doing nothing feel so heavy? You weren't born with this guilt. You were taught it. Slowly. Quietly. Over years. It started early. You noticed how the adults around you praised achievement. Good grades, hard work, being helpful. But what got ignored? Stillness, wonder, play. When you were still, they asked if something was wrong. When you were imaginative, they said you were wasting time. And when you tried to rest, you were called lazy, selfish, disinterested, or not serious enough. So you learned. Being valuable means being useful. Being good means being busy. You became the kid who always said yes, the one who finished the group project, the one who cleaned up without being asked, the one who made themselves easy to praise. And every time you overextended yourself, they clapped. They said you were mature, responsible, driven. They loved you for your output, not your essence. So you internalized a dangerous rule. If I'm not doing something, I'm not worth something. And for a while, that rule worked. It helped you feel in control. It gave you structure. There was even a pride in it, a rush that came from being the reliable one. You became dependable, high-functioning, always on. People admired you for your work ethic. No one questioned your self-worth, because you were always too busy to question it yourself. But the cracks started small. Maybe it was a vacation you couldn't enjoy, because your mind was racing with guilt. Maybe it was a Sunday afternoon where you tried to unwind, but your chest felt tight, like you were running out of time. Or maybe it was when someone asked you what you liked to do for fun, and you didn't have an answer, because somewhere along the way, you stopped knowing what it meant to just exist, without pressure, without purpose, without proving. You sit on the couch, but you can't relax. You keep checking your phone, your email, your calendar, looking for something to justify your rest, to make it productive. Even your hobbies start to feel like work, like they need to have a measurable return, or they're not worth doing. You start to hate your free time, because it feels like a confrontation with everything you've avoided feeling. The silence becomes loud, and your own mind becomes a critic. You wonder, why do I feel bad when I'm finally supposed to feel better? Why can't I just let myself be? There's a quote by Carl Jung that hits like a mirror. You are what you do, not what you say you'll do. And you took that to heart, in the most brutal way. You thought, if I'm not doing, I'm not anything. But what if that wasn't what Jung meant? What if what you do includes how you care for yourself? What if rest isn't the opposite of action, but a form of it? What if the bravest thing you can do is nothing when everything in you wants to keep performing? Because here's the secret no one told you. The guilt isn't coming from the present, it's coming from the past. From all those years you were told to earn your worth, to outperform your pain, to bury your softness with productivity. But what if your softness isn't a flaw? What if your rest is holy? So now you're grown, you're functional, you've got responsibilities, a job, maybe even a family. And on paper, you look fine. But on the inside, you're tired. Not just physically, soul tired. Because no matter how much you do, it never feels like enough. You try to take the weekend off, but guilt rides shotgun. You keep glancing at your phone like it's a report card. Every notification feels like a demand. You try to sleep in, but your brain calls you lazy. You try to enjoy your free time, but it feels off. Like you're skipping a class you don't remember enrolling in. You check off the to-do list, but you never feel done, because the real list lives in your nervous system, and it says, keep proving, keep earning, keep going. So you keep showing up for everyone. You say yes when you're at capacity. You take the late call. You offer help before it's even asked. You're the reliable one, the overthinker, the peacemaker. But sometimes, you go quiet. You cancel plans with no reason. You disappear into yourself. And not because you don't care, but because you're drowning in your own expectations. And no one sees it. They say you're so strong, but you just learned how to hide the crash. The truth is, you're scared to slow down. Because if you stop moving, you'll have to feel it. The dread, the shame, the ache of years spent trying to be enough. And deep down, there's a voice that whispers, if I rest, I'm failing. If I stop, I'll fall apart. If I'm not useful, will they still love me? This isn't brokenness. It's adaptation. Your nervous system isn't faulty. It's loyal. It learned to keep you safe in a world that didn't know how to rest. A world that rewarded output, not openness. When you were young, your worth got measured in performance, not presence. So your body learned, stay alert, stay needed, stay good. Rest wasn't modeled. It was shamed. So now when you try to relax, your system thinks something's wrong. You're not lazy. You're conditioned. You learned emotional rules no one ever said out loud. Don't be a burden. Stay useful. Don't need too much. Never stop earning your place. And maybe no one told you, but the child who is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. African proverb. But you didn't burn it down. You burned yourself, quietly, methodically. You burned your joy, your softness, your stillness. Just to belong. Because you never wanted destruction. You just wanted to be held. It's like wearing a mask made of gold. On the outside, shiny, admired, put together. But behind it, a face that's forgotten how to rest. Eyes that are always scanning. A smile that's tired of being polite. The mask protects you. It helps you perform. It helps you survive. But it also separates you from others and from yourself. You become someone others depend on, but no one really knows. You feel loved for what you do, not who you are. And every time you try to take off the mask, every time you try to pause, breathe, be human, you feel the cold panic of, what if they see the real me, and walk away? So you stay in the loop. Work hard. Feel empty. Try to rest. Feel guilty. Work harder. And your life becomes a performance. Beautiful. Impressive. But hollow. Because the thing you're craving, peace, presence, permission, can't exist inside the mask. Here's the truth no one taught you. This wasn't failure. This was wisdom. You survived in the only way you could. You became high-functioning, self-reliant, dependable, because you had to. But now, you're allowed to choose something new. You can become the one who rests, the one who breathes, the one who exists without proving. You don't need to earn your stillness. You are your stillness. Let yourself feel the discomfort. Let yourself grieve the years you performed worth. Let yourself take up space without a role. Start small. Sit for 5 minutes without fixing anything. Let someone else go first. Say no and don't explain why. Take a nap like it's an act of revolution. And most of all, let yourself be seen. Not the polished version. Not the productive version. The real one. The one who's messy and tired and worthy anyway. You're not broken. You're just tired of performing. You're not behind. You're just unlearning. You're not lazy. You're healing. You've carried the weight of being enough for so long, you forgot. You already are. You don't need permission to rest. You don't need to earn your own peace. It's yours. And it always has been. Sit down. Breathe. Take your time. You're home now.